Hey loves, welcome back to the channel. It's your first time here. Hi, my name is Abigail and you're so welcome. So it's another year and it's only appropriate for me to share with you some natural hair tips that can help you grow your natural hair this year. So if your natural hair feels stuck at the same length no matter what you do, or you recently be chopped your hair, this video is for you. And no, I am not talking about magic oils or overnight growth. I'm going to be sharing with you real realistic hair growth routine that actually works. My own real realistic hair growth routine that actually works. Okay, so you definitely want to stick around and watch this video to the very end. All right, so as of last year December, I saw a couple of videos from different people saying that they would embrace their natural hair coming 2026, that they will wear their natural hair out more. When I saw those videos, I was really happy, and I decided to share this video because I know that a lot of people don't really know how to care for their natural hair. Some people are experiencing some natural hair issues such as their hair not growing past a certain length. Some people just recently be chopped their hair. The mindset of embarking on a natural hair journey this 2026, and that's why I decided to share this natural hair tips because I know it's going to be very helpful. So if you're watching this video, you definitely want to stick around. I promise you, because you're going to find this video very informative and educative. So the first thing I want to talk about in this video is about your mindset. So if you have the intention of growing out your natural hair this year, you want to embrace your natural hair, it's actually a very good thing. But one thing you have to bear in mind is hair growth is about consistency and not products. Because I know that a lot of people, when they come online, they get to see a lot of information about natural hair. They get to see different creators using different products, recommending different products, and they would end up feeling confused or overwhelmed with the information, that they don't know what to do or the right information to implement. But I want you to have that back of your mind that hair growth is about consistency and not hair products. Basically, it is not hair products that would grow your hair, if that makes sense. And if you want to grow your hair, if you want your hair to grow long, what you need to focus is consistently doing the right thing, right? So you might have all the products that is needed for you to grow your natural hair. If you're not consistently using that product or you're not consistent with a certain routine, your hair would not grow. Your hair would feel stuck at a certain length, or you might experience breakage because you're using a lot of products. So you knowing that consistency is more important than products would help you focus on the right thing, using the basic products instead of just accumulating a lot of products or buying a lot of magic oil or product promising you fast hair growth. So hair growth is all about consistency and not hair products. Another thing I want to tell you is that everyone's hair growth rates are actually different. Yeah, that has to be said. Everybody's hair growth rates are not the same. So you don't have to compare yourself to somebody else's hair. And what actually determines how fast or how slow our hair grows is genetics. There's nothing you can do about it. You cannot change it. No product can actually change the rate at which your hair grows monthly. So if your hair is meant to grow half an inch a month, it will definitely be that half an inch. No product or no magic oil can grow your hair past half an inch a month. So everyone's hair growth are different, and you don't have to compare yourself to somebody else's hair because the growth rate is not the same. Your hair might be 6 months old and probably reaching down, let's say your chin, and somebody else that same 5 months might be reaching her at the back. That is because the rate at which our hair grows are different. So if you're embarking on this journey, you don't have to compare yourself to somebody else's journey. Everybody's journey are different and they're unique to each and every one of us. This brings me to the next point. Length retention is more important than growth speed. So basically, the rate at which your hair grows is not really important. What really matters is how you're able to retain the length that your hair grows out each month. So let's say, for example, your hair grows out half an inch a month. That hair that grows out from your scalp half an inch a month, what matters is how you're able to retain that length. Because if you're able to retain half an inch a month, the next coming months, you're able to retain that half an inch a month. At the end of 2 months, it becomes 1 inch, right? That is what matters. But if your hair grows out half an inch a month and you're not able to retain that half an inch every month, that means your hair will not grow long because your hair is always breaking. So what you need to focus on is length retention. So if you're not retaining length correctly, if your hair feels stuck, it's because your hair is breaking or you're not doing the right thing for your hair to grow past that certain length. Basically, you are not retaining the length. So length retention is more important than how fast your hair grows. If your hair is growing 1 inch a month and you're not able to retain that length, your hair will not pass a certain a certain what's it called, a certain length. For your hair to be able to grow and pass a certain length, you have to be retaining the hair that your hair produces monthly, if that makes sense. Now, for you to be able to grow a healthy natural hair, you have to have a good wash day routine. This is very important because your natural hair cannot grow if you do not care for it, or if your scalp is always dirty, your natural hair would not grow. How often you wash your hair, what you do during your wash day, the tools and the techniques or the method is what really matters. Now, when it comes to how often you should wash your natural hair, I would always say observe how your scalp reacts when you carry a protective style for a certain period of time. Probably you install a protective style and keep them in for 2 weeks. Do you experience itchiness, or does your scalp sweat a lot? If you are someone who sweats a lot, or you have like itchy scalp, then you should wash your hair more often. Do not be nice that you're keeping your hair for a very long time. That would not help your hair grow well because one, you're experiencing itchy scalp, two, you sweat a lot, and also accumulation of dirt and sweat. So it's better that you wash your hair more frequently. And also, how often you wash your hair is also determined by your lifestyle. Are you a very busy person? If you're a very busy person, then you could be someone who would probably install a certain style and keep them in for 1 month before you wash your hair. You take them out and wash it. Personally, I wash my hair once a month. Before, I do wash my hair every 3 weeks, right? But because I'm on a protective style, I don't want to take down my protective style early. I do wash my hair once a month because I'm currently on a mini braids challenge, right? So I don't install my mini braids and take them out immediately, like every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks. I keep them in for a very long time. So no matter how long I keep my natural hair, I still wash my hair. So if I intend keeping my mini braids for probably 6 weeks, every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks, I would wash my hair. I don't know if that is confusing or understandable, but you get the point. The most important thing is to observe your hair and also make sure that your hair is always clean because you cannot grow a healthy natural hair if your scalp is always dirty. Healthy hair starts from a healthy scalp. Now, when you're growing your natural hair, you have to always deep condition your hair. And every wash day, you want to make sure that you're deep conditioning your hair. Do not skip deep conditioning for anything. Deep conditioning is a very important step in every wash day because deep conditioning basically makes your hair more manageable. If you're someone who has like a very thick hair and you're complaining, oh, your hair is too thick, or your hair is too hard, or your hair is not soft enough, then you want to make sure you deep condition on every wash day. And I'll also say you should prioritize um, the shampoo you use as well. It is very important that you use a very good shampoo because that is what matters the most because your hair is growing from your scalp. You don't want your scalp to be clogged with death, right? So you want to invest in a very good shampoo and a very good deep conditioner because these are the things that would help you. These are the products that would help you grow a very healthy natural hair. Now remember I said length retention is way more important than the rate at which your hair grows. Now, for you to be able to grow your hair past a certain length, you need to pay attention to how you detangle your natural hair. Yeah. You need to pay attention to how you detangle your natural hair. Your hair growing is one thing, retaining that length is another thing. Remember, I said length retention is way more important than the rate at which your hair grows. If your hair is growing half an inch every month and you're not able to retain that length, your hair will feel stuck at the same length. That is when you will not see the length and you start complaining that your natural hair is not growing. But where a lot of people make mistake when it comes to their natural hair is during their detangling process. They don't know how to detangle their hair very well. So when you take down your protective style, you want to be very patient when detangling your natural hair. You can use your hands to detangle your natural hair. That is using your hands to comb through your hair. And when you're detangling your hair, you want to make use of slippery products, products that have enough slip. That way, your hair will be able to detangle with ease because obviously our natural hair coils together, they tangle up, they mat up together. But it is that slippery product that would help your natural hair loosen, right, more easily. That is one thing you have to bear in mind. If you're not going to use your hand, you find you're using your hand very stressful, then you want to make use of a wide toothed comb to detangle your hair. And when you're doing that, you want to be very gentle. Or you make use of detangling brushes. There are different detangling brushes that you can use to detangle your hair. If you're using any of these two, you want to be very gentle and very patient. Do not be in a hurry. This is where a lot of people get it wrong. When they're taking down their hair, they're always in a hurry. When they're detangling, they're always in a hurry. When they're washing their hair, they're always in a hurry. That is how they get to experience breakage. So if you want to grow your natural hair, you need to be patient when it comes to handling your hair. Now, this brings me to the next point, which is moisture and sealing, because this is the real growth hack. If you're able to master these two things, which is moisture and sealing, there is no way you will not be able to grow your natural hair past a certain length. There's no way you will not be able to grow a healthy natural hair. Now, for you to be able to moisturize your hair, you need a leave-in conditioner, a good leave-in conditioner. Now, when you are selecting products that you would use for your natural hair, you have to check if that product is compatible with your hair, if your hair texture actually accepts or likes that particular product. And now, when you want to get a product, I would always tell you to go for products that are water based. That is, their first ingredient in production of that product is butter. So basically, leave-in conditioner is what helps your hair stay soft, what helps your hair stay moisturized. If your natural hair is always dry, your hair will definitely break. Yeah. So if your hair is always dry, your natural hair would definitely break. That is where leave-in conditioner comes in. So you have to get a good leave-in conditioner that would suit your hair type, your hair texture. Water-based moisturizer are very good and very important. So when you're getting a product, check if the first ingredient on that product is water. If it is water, then go for it. If it is not, do not get it. If you don't see anything water on the list, do not get that product. You can actually get a product and see how your hair reacts to it. If your hair doesn't react well to it, do not keep using it. The next one is oil and butter. Now, I want you to bear in mind that oil and butter are not moisturizer. A lot of people get this wrong. Oil and moisturizer are basically sealant. What they do is help you seal in the moisture that you have on your hair. So if you apply water on your hair and you apply oil or butter on your hair, you're basically sealing in that water, that moisture that you've applied on your hair. So if you apply water and then you apply a leave-in conditioner on your hair and then you now go in with oils and butter, you're basically sealing in the moisture. When it comes to oils and butter, you have to use oils and butter that suits your hair type. Do you understand? Do you get? So you don't want to use heavy butter or heavy oils if you have fine natural hair. Like me, I have fine natural hair. I do not go for products that are so heavy or oils that are so heavy. Why? Because it will definitely weigh down my natural hair. And even if I have a particular hair butter that has like a very thick consistency or is very heavy, there's a way I use it. Probably you can whip up such butter when you put it in a container. You use a whipping machine to whip it to make it fluffy. That way you can also use that kind of butter. But you get the gist. Do not use heavy products if you have fine natural hair. And if you're someone who have coarse hair, you can use heavy butters and heavy oil because your hair can definitely handle it. Does that make sense? These are things you want to bear in mind. Now, how often should you moisturize your hair? How often you should moisturize your hair depends solely on you. If I'm moisturizing my hair 2 times a week, it might not be the same way for you. Why? Because the porosity of our hairs differs, right? So I could be moisturizing my hair twice a week and you could be moisturizing your hair once in a week. So it depends solely on you. You need to observe how your hair feels. It is how your hair feels, what it looks like that will determine how often you should moisturize your hair. So if you are someone who have high porosity, it simply means that your hair will dry out almost immediately, very fast, right? So you have to double how often you moisturize your hair. While someone who has low porosity may not be able to moisturize really often as you do because you have high porosity, if that makes sense. So if your hair feels dry, feels really hard or brittle, then you know that your hair is lacking moisture, then it means you have to moisturize your hair. So if you're trying to retain length this year, let me know what step you struggle with the most in the comment section. Now, this brings me to the next step, which is protective styling and low manipulation style. Now, you would not be carrying your hair out in a flow like mine currently, out every single time or throughout the entire year. There's no way you can carry your hair out like this throughout the entire year if you're trying to grow your natural hair. Because if you do, your hair would definitely break. So that is where protective styling comes in. And there are different styles you can make to be able to grow your natural hair. There's mini braids, there's twist, there is flat twist, there's cornrow. What other hairstyle? There are a lot of hairstyle you can make to be able to grow your natural hair, right? There are also low manipulation style that you can also make on your hair, such as putting your hair in probably a low bun or in a high bun. Those are kind of good low manipulation style. You're someone who doesn't like probably installing mini braids or twists or whatever other hairstyles. I know that you're not able to carry your hair like this throughout the entire year. Your hair would definitely break. Why? Because your hair is always exposed. Now, this is an important aspect if you want to grow your natural hair. Protective style does not grow natural hair. And I know that this is where a lot of people get it all wrong. Like I said, I am going on a mini brace challenge. Not that I am going on a mini brace challenge. I'm on a mini brace challenge currently. And I started this challenge as a last year. But currently my hair is not in mini braids. But definitely I will install mini braids soon. So me installing mini braids, it is not mini braids that is growing my hair. What this protective style does is that it basically helps you to retain length, right? So I want you to be at the back of your mind that your hair is always growing every single day. Whether you style your hair or not, your hair will definitely grow. If I leave my hair like this, my hair is growing like this. So it is not mini braids, it is not twist, it is not cornrows, it is not flat twist that is helping our hair to grow. Those are protective styles. We're just putting our hair in such styles to keep our hair tucked away, right? To protect our hair, to trap in moisture, to protect the ends of our hair and to be able to grow our hair. Because if our hair is out like this every single time, there's no how our hair would not break, if that makes sense. So protective styles don't grow hair. They help you retain the length that your scalp produces for you naturally. Also, how long you keep in your protective style matters a lot. And this is where a lot of people get it all wrong. Some people would install cornrows, for example, and keep their cornrows in for 6 months, 3 months, 8 months, 1 year with no care. That is not a protective style. That is not a protective style. So if you're putting your hair in any protective style, you need to care for your hair. If you put your hair in a protective style and you don't care for it, that is no longer a protective style because you will experience breakage because your hair will definitely dry out. So if you're installing any protective style, you have to care for it. And you don't want to keep your hair in for too long without any care. If you're installing mini braids, you decide to keep the mini braids for 2 months. During that 2 months, what you should do is set times you need to wash your natural hair. 2 months is 8 weeks. You can decide to say, okay, I'm going to keep it in my mini braids for 2 months, and every 2 weeks I would wash my scalp with a shampoo. I would wash my mini braids, right? That is you basically caring for your hair. And during that 2 months, you also want to be intentional with moisturizing your hair. When you go to bed, you're putting on your satin bonnet. These are ways you care for your hair. So you don't want to put your hair in a mini braids or in a mini twist and ignore your hair or neglect your hair. So if you're putting your hair in mini braids, you definitely want to care for it. And also, before you even install that protective style, there are certain things you need to do to be able to prevent breakage. If you're going to the salon to install a protective style, you do not wash your hair properly, you do not detangle your hair properly, you do not moisturize your hair properly, breakage can also happen during the installation. That way, you're not even retaining them because you're trying to grow your natural hair, you're trying to retain length, and during the installation process, you're losing the length that you already have. That means the new growth that is coming out or that comes out that month, when you're going back to the salon to install your hair, you would lose it because the installation process is not done right. So you have to be very intentional and very careful when installing your protective style and also when taking down your protective style. And do not keep your protective style for too long without any proper care. That is where scalp routine comes in. So if you're on a protective style, like I said, you do not want to neglect your hair, right? You can once in a while oil your scalp and massage your scalp. You're basically enabling blood circulation around your hair when you massage your scalp. So once in a while, you want to massage your scalp, massage your edges, oil your scalp, and do all the good stuff that is needed for your hair to remain healthy. So do not neglect your hair or your scalp. Also, try as much as you can to avoid build-ups. Build-up will clog your scalp and your hair will not grow. That's when you get to experience stunted growth. you see your hair is not growing because your scalp are clogged. So try to avoid build-up, right? So which means you have to keep your hair and your scalp clean all the time. Another thing I want you to also bear in mind is that your lifestyle matters, such as your diet, how often you rest, how often you're stressed. These three things matters a lot. So if you eat healthy, it would reflect in your outer look. So it will reflect in your hair. If you eat healthy, it will reflect. So do not expect to grow a healthy natural hair if you're not eating well. Now, what you eat matters a lot. What you eat matters a lot. So basically, growth starts from the inside and not outside. So if you're not eating well and you're using all the whole magic products, your hair still will not grow. Even if it does grow, it will grow at the rate at which it's meant to grow. And if you're not able to retain the length, your hair will break. And if you're someone that is always stressed, it can also affect how your hair grows. But if you rest often, if you rest well, it will definitely help your hair. And also, you have to be very patient when it comes to caring or growing your hair. So, growing natural hair is not about doing everything, it's basically about doing the right things consistently. If you're doing everything and you're not doing them correctly, there's no way you'll be able to grow your natural hair. So, focus on implementing everything that I said in this video. There is no way you implement this thing, your hair will not grow. Trust me. So try to implement every single one of these steps and best believe your natural hair would grow. So I wish you a very good and successful hair growth journey this year. If you enjoyed this video and you learned one or two from this video, please kindly give this video a very big thumbs up. Leave your thoughts down below. And if you got this far and you haven't subscribed to this channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. Kindly hit the subscribe button and turn your notification bell so you can be notified any single time I get to publish a new video on my channel. On this note, see you in my next video. Bye.